What's the next ship's called? The Sky Shredder. Deleting the OP Rebel flagship was pretty funny. Even there's an emote for trash. Put litter in its place emote. And litter equals OP flagship. All right, well, let's see what this looks like. Hopefully. Okay, all right. Oh. Yeah, okay. This looks vaguely familiar. Is it supposed to only have 2 basic lasers? It's got a... Okay, Kapriel likes to create these ships based on Bloon ships, I think. Stealth cruiser built by monkey engineers from, Bloons Tower Defense 6. Replacing the defective double artillery systems with a new and improved single artillery, Sky Shredder 3.0 no longer breaks Federation regulations on the maximum number of primary system installed. Okay. I think Kapriel might have sent one ship that did kind of... was like super weak or something. Why no monkey crew? You know what? Somebody, maybe RPG Nerdos can work with Kapriel Chiarini to create monkey crew. That would be pretty cool, honestly. Matchup makes some sort of OP ship and then sneaks in the OP flagship. Alright, so 2 basic lasers, but I think the real star of this is, I believe, going to be this Burst Laser Mark III artillery and cloaking. Impressive barrage, powerful burst laser. I think this is just a regular burst laser Mark III. I wonder what the cooldown is on it. Cloaking. So, okay, Sky Shredder Mark III. Pretty cool crew. This is probably going to be the most balanced of the ships that we play today. Let's check out Gibbs. Fall the Rebellion! Oh, ho, ho. It like exploded like a star. That was cool. Alright. Alright, Slug is on piloting already. I think I'm going to put the Rock Dude on engines. So we can have only one system, though. Cloaking plus artillery means we're going to have to do either mind control or hacking. I'll probably go with hacking. Oh, but it starts with an invisible... Oh, no, it's not invisible. It starts with an actual Zoltan shield. Okay, alright. It's not a 25 Zoltan shield, you know, so... You know, balanced Zoltan shield. It's not hyperspace, it can't be invisible. Yeah, my bad. Where's my invisible Zoltan shield? I only accept invisible ones now. Artillery cooldown is 23.75, 19, 14.25, so it's 9.5 seconds. Oh, this is what all these files do. Oh, this is amazing. Kapriel replaced all the enemies with the blimps that you kill in Bloons Tower Defense. That's great. I wonder if it's only the auto scouts. Oh, that's so cool. Well done, Kapriel. That is awesome. I played a ship with 25 Zoltan shields earlier today. I did. Yes, I did. Perfectly balanced ship. It's the most balanced ship we've ever played. So balanced that we didn't take any damage. So balanced. Uh-oh. Oh, man, he hit my weapons. A Bloon here? Where aren't they? This is the crossover, man. You knew that there were going to be FTL crossovers. Here it is. This is the FTL crossover right here. FTL Bloons crossover. Whoops. Oh, my... This is my non-hyperspace, so my pause is not on. Alright. Well, that's true. We've had the Oni crossover. You know, we're going to have... Eventually, FTL is going to cross over with every game. You started it with Oni. Well, I don't know. We had a Star Wars crossover. Multiple of those, probably. We've had other games crossover. This is so cool. It's goofy, but I love it. You hope there's no Neon Cat ship. I don't think Kapriel would do that to me. I don't think so. Star Trek and Star Wars are too obvious, huh? Yeah. Nice. It has lead properties. All the lasers will bounce off. I wonder if they do have any augments that make them like that. Hyperspace fixed artillery stopping short of the actual charge. Oh, did they? Okay, well, we're not playing hyperspace, so we won't see that here. But okay, all right. So we will probably see that with Multiverse on Friday, depending on which hyperspace file we have, I guess. So I need 100 scrap to get my first shield. Is that what I'm saving for? Yeah. Looking forward to seeing the flagship. Oh, yeah. It's got to be a Moab or whatever. What are the final ones? Aren't they like the big purple Moabs? I mean, this is one of the Moabs, right? The blue one is the first Moab, and then I've played some Bloons Tower Defense, not a ton. The flagship's got to be a balloon. Any spaced out ships played yet? Maybe the Violent Tree. I don't. Have I played spaced out? I don't know if I know what those look like. Confused the hell out of you when you updated the app. Updated hyperspace after you specifically made an artillery charge indicator for your custom artillery. So half power. We don't have Clone Bay. So be 1 in 4 loose crew if we get that one event. How much half power will give us? How much it will give? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I love Orcs Must Die. I've played both 1 and 2. Big fan of those games. Alright, ship venting time. At least it wasn't free borders. At least we got scrap for the borders here. What's up, Ricky Stash? Risky Stash, sorry. Risky Ricky Stash. You've stopped developing that pack to move on to other stuff. Yeah, yeah, well, Math Champ's part of the hyperspace dev team, so he probably doesn't have time to do other stuff like that. With hyperspace's timed event support, you kind of want to make a ship where you have no medical system, but every 10 seconds you get a human if you're not at the crew capacity. Okay. Oh, Orcs Must Die 3 is out on Steam. Nice. Maybe I'll have to play that. I think all the Orcs Must Die games previously came out before I started streaming way back years ago, so that might be the next game I might have to play. Thank you for that suggestion. Beef ribs. I love tower defense games. I don't play them much on stream because there are not a ton of good ones that I feel like that have come out recently that I think would be enjoyable for my viewership. But Orcs Must Die would be a fun one to play for sure. All right, the first ship we've seen that actually has crew. I love it. So, okay, so what Kapriel must have done is replace the layout for the different rebel ship types. This is honestly amazing because Kapriel had to make a version of each one of the ships that replaced. That's awesome. You use one of those group check things where the event does nothing if you have your crew capacity already. Okay. Well, we are dodging each other like crazy. It's only for rebel ships. That's what I assumed. I assumed if we get like Rock and Slug and other ships that it would be not changed. Go ahead and cloak this one. Huh. Did both of those hit when I cloaked? Unfreaking believable, man. Wow, these dodges have been insane. Okay. Way to go, artillery doing work. Oh, wow. So if you get a double reward and one of those rewards includes weapon, drone part, or to augment, I consider that a triple reward. So that was just a frickin' triple. Frickin' triple reward. That's a sun. Oh, man, do I even want to go to the store? I guess to sell the missile and get my shields online, so yeah. If I go down here, I'm forced into the... Well, okay, I can go to the store if I'm in the quest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Let's do that. You're gonna go get dinner? Alright, Mr. Porku. Thanks for looking stuff up and tell me how it works. Appreciate that. Enjoy your dinner, my friend. This ship is actually pretty terrifying for our shieldless thing, so we need to cloak this. Make this last longer. Take a picture to last longer, Pirate Interceptor. Hey, you're not a balloon. I want my money back on this Bloon FTL game I purchased for $0. One of the ships wasn't a balloon. God. Alright, we now have enough to get our shield. Let's look at what's in the store before we do that. Oh, there's an automated reloader. There's some pretty good systems. The ship only has 2 weapon slots. Automated reloader affects the artillery. I'm gonna buy that. This next ship fight after this, I should be able to afford shield. I wonder, so what was this at max? He said it was, let me go back up to what Mr. Porku said. 9.5 at max. So this will get pretty darn fast for 5 shots. So this looks like a ship we need to get double Vulcan on. I think this is a double Vulcan type of ship. Yeah, Matt Champ, you're ahead of me. Just get double Vulcans. That's right. That's the goal. My new goal. Get double Vulcans. Alright, this guy does not have good repairing crew, so that's good. Just get double Vulcans, no big deal. Alright, this has got some serious pew-pewnage going on for this ship. This is an escort, right? So it could be another store. Alright, I'm not going to get the shield yet. I'm greeding a bit. It's a store, okay. So I wanted hacking as my final system. What's the venting look like on this ship? It's pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the shield. Trying to think if I needed to get mind control instead of hacking. Yeah, as a halberd, which is good, very good. S tier, of course, but I just wanted to get my shield online. Okay, with Zoltan shield, these guys can't board me, so F the Zoltan control. We just went to a sector 6, sector 7. We'll avoid that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 potentially. Attack that ship. Well, you know, I get shields. Next ship we fight, only missile ship. Cool, man, cool. Oh. Still, it's actually good for us, since, you know, he's not going to get through shields quickly. But neither am I, because friggin' NG repair party. Guess I'll do this. We are kind of reliant on our artillery. I should check how much it is to upgrade. I'm going to assume it's the normal upgrade cost for artillery. 30, 50, 80. I think that's the normal cost. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and upgrade that. That's definitely more DPS, I think, than our actual basic lasers. So let's... What? Rand spinning scrap and artillery? This is not even the real Rand, man. Not even real. One thing that we can't do is have an auto fire button on this with no without hyperspace. %90 dodge, basically 0% dodge. Wow. The artillery hit literally none of the good systems. All I wanted it to hit was shields or weapons. It hit neither of them. Well, at least he's dumb in sending 2 Mantis to repair his weapons. Or try to put out a fire. Where are the balloon ships? I'm feeling gypped out of my balloons. Need more balloon ships. Distress. Can't do giant alien spiders. I feel like there's a lot of the rock guy has a blue option or two. Alright, we'll go here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, beautiful. Oh, what? Oh, what? I want to put this in the cargo. Put it in the cargo. Ugh, I hate that, man. Alright, well, still free stuff, I guess. Let's go ahead and do 1 shield, 1 power. Hope we find the work-in-progress flagship. Always hope that. Augment can't fix in the cargo because the box is the wrong size. They should really change the size of those boxes. Really, they should do that. Ooh, I like that cloaking image. Look at that, like, blue and a blue outline. That's cool, man. Super fresh. Super fly. Aldo Goyam Sam, pretty fly for a rabbi. Alright, there we go. We can have 2 shields now. I have power. Go. Alright, a guy who can't do damage to us, which is most enemies because we have Sultan Shield. But I do want to get dodge training as much as we can. Nice, get blasted. Blasted by my lasers. Wow, that's a lot of... That's another triple reward. Frickin' Monday RNG, man. I'm gonna get Sector 1 Zoltan Shield missile ships all day on Wednesday. I can already tell. Wednesday is gonna be the Zoltan Shield missile ship day. I can feel it in my bones, man. Alright, so if I want to get all my jumps, I have to be here in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. These are just ridiculous amounts of good rewards. Free beam drone in a Mantis sector? I mean... Wow, these are just crazy good rewards. Hey, alright. Attempt to download? Oh, I wanted to fight you. Oh, there's my store I missed. Alright, I have to skip this one, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 suns and an asteroid field. Okay, I think we're okay against the solar flare. Fine against the asteroid field, I would say. Alright, that's 2 blue options from a rock dude. Nice. Okay, I like that. Alright, do we do any upgrades before going in here? Solar flare, do I want to get door upgrades? Fuel bay or anything? Weapon upgrade? I don't think so. I think we'll just go with this. We have enough power since we got all that power we can move around in engines. Okay. Shieldless auto surveyor in an asteroid field. My favorite. Okay. Asteroid doing my job for me. Appreciate that. One more asteroid and you're dead. Killed by asteroids before he even fired a weapon. These balloons were not designed for asteroid field. Let me just say. Alright. You're a little bit better equipped. We do have a guy that can board us, though. If he gets the resultant shield. Good dodging. Good doges. Beautiful. Let's take the Hindenburg into an asteroid field. What could possibly go wrong? 0 solar flares shall be piercing my Zoltan shields today. If it were a realistic asteroid field, you'd maybe see one asteroid in the difference. In the distance, yeah. Since asteroids are not actually that close together. Like that. But again, applying real-life physics to video games, not usually a super productive thing. Okay, well, that's actually fine. Ooh, alright. So, the only damage we've taken so far has been from a single solar flare. I'll take it. Space, there's no O2 for the Hindenburg to burn. The Heisenberg to burn. Isn't Heisenberg from Breaking Bad the guy that I look like or something? Holy crap! Look at all this free stuff. And none of it's a good weapon, but still, look at all that. How do I have 41 missiles at the end of Sector 2? Did this ship start with a bunch of missiles? Oh man, all the free stuff. Then why are there explosions in the movies? Checkmate. Yeah, it's definitely checkmate. It's not that movies are stupid and illogical. Am I sure I'm playing on hard? I'm pretty sure. Investigate. Mental state. Leave him alone, damn. I think I care more about stores than I care about... Yeah. Ship fights right now, so... See if we can find a store. Okay. Another shieldless ship. Did Kapriel make all Bloon ships not have shields? Have we seen shields on any of the... I think we have. Time for you to go, Zoli. Have fun stomping the flagship into paste. I will do my best, my friend. No double reward there. All right, I'll take that. Good thing my cargo had room for one more weapon. I honestly hope I don't get any augments or weapons from this fight. If they offer me them, unless it's a pre-igniter or... Honestly, that's probably the only thing I'd take, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to fit whatever they tried to give me. Like, stop giving me so much free stuff. Crap, now somebody's going to quote me saying that, I think. Hopefully Plunder Pig's not here to quote me saying, stop giving me free stuff. It's good fire. Long range scanner. I would take that because we already have one. And it would just turn into scrap, I think. Okay, that I will take. All right, beautiful. Welcome aboard, Roper. They chose like the one thing I would take as a surrender. All right, there's hacking. Okay, so this. I want to keep the hull beam. Better than a basic laser, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I will sell a basic laser, get a hull beam, do that upgrade. Should be able to afford that with hacking. I want to get clone bay too. Honestly, I probably do. Always love clone bay. Lets me do giant alien spiders. If I do that and that. There we go. Alright, now we just need a couple Vulcans and we'll be looking good. A couple fuel. Some parts we're doing okay on. Looks like this might be a dive sector. I think you know the solution to cargo augments, which would be an augment that allows one to put augments into cargo. An augment that takes up an augment slot that allows you to put augments into cargo. I don't know if that would be that good. A 2-shield ship with frickin' burst laser 3 right there. Yo, dog, I heard you like augments in your augment slot, so I put an augment in your augment so you can cargo your augments. Okay, good plan. Oh, there, Math Champ got the quote, or got the clip. Well, damn it. Two things had to go wrong. You had to dodge my shot, and hacking level 1 needed to fail. All right, at least my artillery's not failing. Artillery's no Steve. My basic laser's a Steve, though. What would you have it sell for? Asking for a friend. The augment that lets you store augments in your cargo? The augment. That's what we officially call it. The augment. Oh. Thank you for not offering me this earlier when I didn't have room for it. I would love to take a free flak one. All of the good stuff today. We're getting all of the good stuff, and I'm getting nothing good on Wednesday. I cannot believe the amount of free stuff. We got 2 free burst laser 2s last run. We got a free hull beam, a free flak 1, a free hull missile, a free combat 2 drone, a free beam drone. Just... Okay, don't stop giving me free stuff. Let's use reverse psychology here. Still missing the 2 Vulcans. So now it's time for you to give me 2 free Vulcans. Then we'll be good. That'd be very good. It'd expand the number of augments you can hold from 3 to 6. So only 2 can be active. Yeah, I don't know that would be good. That actually is a nerf to your augment power. So honestly, it doesn't sound good to me. $85% dodge? No, it's basically 0, so not surprising. Okay. Value point in drone control. Needs to be a command for the free stuff clip. I'm not adding it. Oh, they even... Wow. Kapriel, I just realized, even did Gibbs. They're simple Gibbs, but added Gibbs for the balloon ships. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 100% a dive sector with that exit beacon and nebula. Ooh, this is a great sector layout. You missed a clip moment. Yes, you missed it. Me complaining about too much free stuff. You wait for Plunder Pig. He'll make the command later. Great. Wonderful. I'll look forward to that. Honestly, it's a pretty scary ship with the halberd beam. Yeah, a lot of auto scouts are shieldless. I don't know if that was on purpose by Kapriel or not. Yeah, this is great. Store, I had the basic laser, other basic laser to sell. What else would I even want? Backup battery, that's the other thing I would want. Alright, NG crew. We've already done Rock Crew once on that one. Let's give the Rock Crew a rest from all his hard work. Bum, bum, bum. Attack the ship. We can fight this guy a little slower because this is a great dodge farming, dodge skill farming ship. So I'm actually going to wait a bit here. Not that I need this training, but artillery will do the work for us. One more dodge is all we need. 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 Dumble Doge is all we need. Doge it? No. Okay, finish him. Wow, this layout actually makes these guys get there almost exact same time. Nice. Oh, did we get... We got some training. Must have been piloting. I mean weapons. Yeah, it looks like Kapriel did Gibbs for all the ships. Nice. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and the dive in a nebula. This is about as good a sector layout as you can hope for, honestly. Oh, man. I mean, do I sell a flak? Double flak 1s? We only have 2 weapon slots. Sadly, flak 1 plus flak 1 is not the best. So the low weapon slots make me actually go, I think I don't take a flak 1 here. I think we just want double Vulcan, and that's what we're looking for. No backup batteries with the other thing we were looking for. It's a baby flackening. Look at the little baby. Your baby is born. It's a beautiful baby flackening. Oh, he's so beautiful. Guess I'm gonna do that for now then. What have I done with the real Rand? Pod person. I turned him into Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. Soylent Green is Rand. Okay, this ship is honestly terrifying. No fair, you get to have 3 weapon slots? I can only have 2. No fair. Actually try to hit weapons with flak even though it's inaccurate. Cool. Alright, so weapons fully trained and engines and piloting level 1 looking good. Nope. You didn't offer me a triple reward, and I am so spoiled this run that I only accept offers of triple reward deals, apparently. So it's 50. Yes. I didn't buy a flak, and I'm contemplating more artillery upgrades. Completely fake Rand. Not even real Rand. Let's go. Okay. I think Kapriel might have done something to... This looks like some... I wonder if this is supposed to be another dive ship and something went wrong. I think this might have supposed to been another dive ship and got functified. This is the functified whatchamacallit ship. Bloon ship. They bought the cloaking device on Alibaba. Is that like an online retailer or something? The spatial manipulator. They don't use Amazon. Amazon's no good. They use, you know, they get the used versions. And we bought our ship on Blamazon.com. They're secondhand, but they said it was in great shape. It is a great shape. It's just not a, you know, workable shape. Attack surviving mantis. Alibaba, cheap Chinese, and with the added excitement of possibly getting Chinesium grade products. Chinesium, okay. That I am not familiar with. For those who missed it, the artillery cooldown is 23.75, 19, 14.25, and 9.5. Thank you. We actually have 2 empty rooms if I want to kill you faster. Let's do that. Actually use a whole beam as intended. I'm gonna let this missile fire for potential dodge training. Nice! Speaking of Amazon, someone should make Bezos' rocket into a ship. Yeah, the artillery is literally a burst laser 3, yeah. Chinesium is any material that is rubbish. Okay. I just hadn't heard that phrase before. So we're looking for backup battery at a store and Vulcans. Those are the 2 things we're looking for. Vulcan's 90 scrap. Ooh, triple missile with cloaking. Okay, well, good thing I have cloaking and hacking. Thankfully, my OP-ness is bigger than your OP-ness. And I'm going all in on weapons here. Do not like all of your weapons. Can't hit shield, weapons, and cloaking. I'm like 95% sure though that this is level 1 cloaking, so this should kill that. Beautiful. You think the previous enemy ship bought out all the Vulcans? Was there a ship that actually had a bunch of Vulcans? I think we have seen 1 Vulcan this run. Alright, there's our store. Glad I didn't spend scrap right before this. And go asteroid store here. Sure, let's do that. Oh, the ship's last run. Oh my god. Cool, we actually locked him in time though. Bum 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 bum. Alright, way to go, backup silly device. You may not be the real silly device, but you've learned from the best. One day you might become a real silly device. A real silly device boy. Alright, store, what you got? You got any Vulcans for me? If not, at least have a backup battery, please. No Vulcans, but you got the backup battery. I love you. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Now I'm going to just buy actual power and doors. Someone forgot to move the clone bay? What do you mean? Are you talking about this door being... this should be here so it's not blocking doors? That kind of thing doesn't usually bother me very much. Okay, what do we got? Hey, okay, a rebel disruptor that has shields. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hack you. Nice, missile offline, devil shot, hit there, perfect. I love these enemy ships. That's so cool. That was a lot of files and a lot of work for Kapriel to do that. I love that. Alright, so I think this is another secret base that I need level 2 sensors, which I already have. Level 3 sensors got us, I think, free drone part last time. If that's a potential for a free weapon, that could be a Vulcan. Maybe I do go level 3 swag sensors for that. 4, 5, 6, okay. It bothered you enough you did it on your ship also, it would have made it impossible to get to half the ship. If you're role-playing, getting around on your ship, yes. You gotta go around all the way this way because, oh god, this thing is blocking the door, oh no. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. Tax slaver scum, see if we can get one for free. I think this thing might be faster than the hull beam, so maybe I wait on it. Alright, do I use the hacking? I'm going to try not use hacking because this thing will help us get through shields. Not timed out perfectly, honestly, though. Okay, freeze Olton, yes. Oof. And we have a silly device. Welcome aboard, silly device. I knew your Roper was really silly device in disguise. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's been too long. It's been 5 minutes. That's too long. I wonder if a multiplayer mod for FTL is possible, like the one for RimWorld, where you co-op control pawns. I don't know. I feel like multiplayer is the #1 thing people talk about that they wish was in FTL. I don't see it as ever being... I mean, most people I've heard talk about it as like a PvP mode. I don't see that as ever being very good, honestly, but a co-op could be interesting. What's up, Chris Doodle? It is I, a viewer. I have seen you before. I have seen viewers. I know you, a viewer. The only sensible FTL multiplayer would be Battle Royale. Yes, the only sensible one. Let's see here. Actually, what we could do is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we dive. Are we strong enough for a dive? Hacking plus cloaking? Our health, we've taken 1 damage this run. I think we're strong enough for a dive, yes. You could see co-op being fun, where each player controls only 1 pawn and weapon station. Would be interesting. Hey, alright. Extra rock, dude. I'm not going to put you on piloting because we need the mind control immunity. Honestly, I think I'm going to move you over here because level 3 sensors, I'll move you if I get another crew. So if I want to get level 3 sensors before this quest, I need to do it now. I guess I am going to do that. Man, getting swag sensors, upgrading artillery, I feel like a different person today. I really do. If people can add multiplayer into a Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, I imagine FTL multiplayer is a possibility. Yeah. Am I only playing FTL modded? No, I play FTL 3 days a week. I play modded on Mondays and Fridays. I play Multiverse on Fridays. I play Ships Created by Viewers on Mondays. And I play Vanilla Hard Mode No Pause on Wednesdays. That is the current schedule for FTLage. Let's save my cloaking since this will block that. Yeah. Which should be in the schedule section below. I think I have it updated correctly in there. Anybody's wondering what the current stream schedule is. I don't know that the other game is correctly listed because I don't know how much longer I'll be playing Hard Space Shipbreaker, but I will be playing that this week, at least 1 or 2 more times. Alright, so exit and then quest. Have all of my missiles, please. They're just taking up inventory space. I don't know how we're fitting all these things in the cargo when it was full earlier. By the way. Alright, so advanced sensors run a second pass. Alright, we did get a free weapon. Nice. I don't know if that was from level 3 sensors or... I think that was, because I think level 2 is improved sensors, I think. So for the dive... Shields, I think that's the way to go. And we can swap it once they get the resultant shield. It's not a Vulcan, true. Just a dinky little charged laser Mark 1 or whatever it's called. Alright, so I feel like the dive ships... hey, CT Babu, thank you for the follow. I feel like the dive ships were supposed to be something different, and Kapriel either didn't finish it or wrong file. Maybe I installed the wrong file or something. I don't know. Maybe I missed a file or something, but it's only the dive ships that look like... I feel like these are supposed to be different balloon ships that didn't quite get modded correctly somehow. Oof. Basically one-shot my thing there. Like, okay, at least we dodged that. That's good. Perfect timing on the cloaking, I believe. Oh, God. It delayed it. And that right there is why I often wait a little bit longer for the cloaking on the ASB than I want to, because it does that sometimes. I thought I had perfectly timed. Frickin' FTL, man. Okay, good dodge there, though. That's what I get for bragging about my perfect timing. Oh, force Zoltan, man. Debated by the fleet, that's right. That's fine. Like I said, I had a bunch of extra health, so not the end of the world. Alright, so we got a store that I'm probably going to skip. Unless I have something to sell. I do have a charge 2 to sell. I couldn't afford a Vulcan if they had one there. I'm just going to do that. Skip the store for now. I was totally debated by the fleet. I was. Because usually when it gives you the sound, it'll fire one and then you need to cloak the next one. That time I think it did it, but it made the sound, it fired one, and then it like waited an extra second or two. So that meant when I actually... Sometimes it go faster, sometimes it go slower. I feel like there's not a consistent timing on those firing. On the ASBs. Beam plus missile, damn. Can't believe how well I'm doing. You can't even get through normal mode. What are my mod strats? My mad strats. Euro Diesel, thank you for the follow. Well, for one, I'm playing a ship that's stupidly overpowered. Well, this ship's pretty over. This one's not crazy strong. But currently I'm playing modded, so that's a big part of why this run's going so smoothly. Another part of it is that I've gotten ridiculous amounts of free stuff this run. But there's not like one single strat for getting good at FTL. A lot of times it's learning events, learning what weapons are good. Learning how to counter certain weapon setups, that sort of thing. Timing or cloaking and learning how to micro crew. There are many layers to getting good at FTL. Yeah, of the day, this is definitely the most balanced of the ships. It's still pretty OP. Because it's basically an artillery that's a burst laser 3 that you start with. Ready to go now? Alright, well, thanks for dropping by, Chris Doodle. Best strat for getting consistent wins is changing the difficulty to easy. There you go. You kid, but honestly, this is one of the games where I would say don't play on a higher difficulty to start. FTL is in the camp of Darkest Dungeon type games where the game was designed to be punishing. So if you play like where you think, you know, I play other games on normal difficulty because I'm not a gamer noob. There's too much stuff to learn in FTL to start not on normal difficulty, I would say. Or not on easy difficulty. Unless you're a true masochist. You believe FTL is the 13th hardest on Steam. Do they actually have a ranking system on Steam? Really? Making the best of it a bad situation? Well, yeah, you're put into bad situations all the time because that was the design strategy for the game. There is one, you can't remember where to find it. I've never heard of a ranking system for most difficult games on Steam. Oh, here's one of the stupidest events in the game, but thankfully they boarded in a really stupid place. So the stupid event is a little less stupid than it could stupidly be. Man, double missile burst laser 3. What a frickin' ridiculous thing here, man. Oh, good, they moved. That's actually great for us. Okay, so they have our cloaking. Jeez. Quadruple. So they're going to do a total of 15 times 4. 60 damage to my entire crew. So I believe I need to move this guy out. Okay. This is cloak timing right there, and that works really well. Another thing I tell new players this game, pause way more than you think you should. Pause is there for a reason, use it. It can save you. Like Dolphin Chemist, when he started playing Terraria for the first time, he went Master Hardcore Permadeath. Getting good at FTL is like peeling an onion. Layers upon layers till there's nothing left but tears. Wow, that's a great description. I've never heard that one before. Pause is your god. There you go. We have enough for a Vulcan if we can find one. From a game design POV, do I think it's harder to make a well-balanced game or a game that is super challenging? Definitely well-balanced is way harder. Got free map there. I'm no game dev expert, though, but I can only imagine that the hardest thing to do in a video game is making it balanced. So we let this missile hit, because we had just enough shields there. I'm going to go all in on weapons here. See if I can hit it. Missile offline. Now, pretty big whiff there. Well, we're taking this missile. Nothing I can do now. Unless I can just dodge. Hit my frickin' weapons. Speaking of balance, unstoppable offense into your offense. Thank God my artillery is helping carry me here. I have about as good defense against missiles as I could without having an actual defense drone, and just hits my weapons, man. Good times, man. Good times. No Vulcans. Okay. I mean, do I want this over the hull beam? Nah, with hacking, hull beam's just better. Honestly, our weapon choices have not been great. We've gotten free stuff, but not amazing free stuff, except for that flak, of course. 1, 2, 3. I think I get 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dive, maybe? Dark Dungeon 2 is going to be much more fun and less punishing. It's going to be like Slay the Spire according to the devs. Really? How is it going to be like Slay the... Is it going to be a totally different type of game? Because I would call those two very different games. Slay the Spire deck building... Darkest Dungeon. How would you describe that style of game? Just... dungeon crawling... whatchamacallit? Roguelike? Yeah, I'm full up on systems. No 9 systems on this ship, sadly. Yeah, I've played Darkest Dungeon a lot less than when I initially played it, just because of how punishing it is, and I stopped having fun getting punished all the time. My masochism apparently gets topped out at FTL, apparently. It's not going to be deck building, but more roguelike and fun. Okay. Alright. We're being held hostage? Yeah, sure you are, you liars. You frickin' liars. You're Zoltan Border Police in disguise. I know. I know. You all think of some really good balanced games. Your baby brain can't handle Darkest Dungeon or normal mode FTL. A game I've been loving lately, I haven't played it the last couple weeks, but I've played it a ton, is Monster Train. If you like not Darkest Dungeon, if you like Slay the Spire type games, I love Monster Train. That is probably one of my favorite games right now. Sadly, I've kind of beat all content, so I kind of stopped playing it for a while, but Monster Train is a great game. Really well balanced, like Slay the Spire, but with way more good builds. Way more builds that actually seem viable to get you wins. Amazing amount of content, so that's one I would suggest. You're playing Darkest Dungeon now, and you've been lulled into a false sense of security. There you go. Overconfident is a swift and insidious killer. Slow and insidious killer. One of those. Okay, how do I want to do this? I can go 1, 2, 3. Four if I want to. We'll see if we want to do that. Streets of Rogue is pretty fun. Never played that one. Lulled into a false sense of security. Debated into a false sense of security. Yeah, the DLC for Monster Train. Yeah, I just finished the DLC a week and a half ago or so. Man, I love Monster Train. It's one of my favorite games I've streamed in a while. And the only reason I'm not still playing it is because I feel like I've beaten everything I want to do currently in the content of the game. There's only like one more badge I could get, and it's a PvP thing, and I don't care too much about that kind of stuff, so... Monster Train does it attract backseaters? It does. It does. Alright, auto surveyor with no shields. Lots of burst laser 3s. Apparently with my burst laser 3 artillery, everybody else gets to have some burst laser lull 3s. Alright, we're maxed out on dodge training. no shield training because Zoltan Shield from the start does make shield training harder to get. 314 scrap. We are really banking this scrap, man. I'm probably going to get the maxed out artillery next. Okay. As much as you want to get into Monster Train right now, you know it'll just be a total vacuum of your time. And currently Satisfactory is filling that hole. There's another great game, Satisfactory. Love that game too. That's another one where I'm waiting for probably another update to buy it on Steam this time, so I don't play it on Epic Games to eat my save file again. Alright, going into half power. Yeah, we're guaranteed to get something here. I think. Unless it's free borders. I think free borders is the only way we don't get stuff from this fight. Okay, good. I assumed I would get his shields down. That was an erroneous assumption by me. Good doge, man. Satisfactory got an update, or was it DLC? Not sure. Big part of his blueprints. It's not DLC because the game hasn't been fully released yet. So it would be an update. They keep doing updates. I played, I guess, probably the one previous to the one that just came out for a long, long time, or two before the previous one. I don't know. They update a lot. So. But I'm trying to not do with that what I did to the original Subnautica, where I keep playing it so much in early access that when it finally comes out, I get bored of it and have done everything. So, go ahead and do that. Max artillery going in this dive. League of Keepers, career of a dungeon manager is kind of like Darkest Dungeon, except it's much easier, and you play as monsters against adventurers. Well, if you want a game that's just like Darkest Dungeon, oh, what is that game called? Aratus Lord of the Dead. It's a good one. That one's pretty fun. Is that one still in early access? I think that one actually is complete. Pretty fun. That one I found kind of similar and challenging level, though. And I feel like Aratus didn't have as many, again, good characters. Like, there seemed to be like one or two really good characters, and the rest of the characters were kind of just weak. Okay, that, and then one more cloak now. Time it this time. There it is. Okay, time to quickly that time. Aratus is basically a reverse Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, that's a pretty good description of it. Darkest Dungeon as the bad guys. I like both of those, but we'll go civilian because it gives us options. Yeah, I have an Aratus playlist on YouTube if you want to see it in action, but I definitely recommend giving it a try if you like that type of game. Has anyone played Katana Zero or M.O. Astri? I have not. Lone Bay kind of paid for itself there. We've got 25 scrap out of that, plus fuel and stuff. So we should have at least one or two stores this sector. So we're basically looking for weapons that have more bang for their power buck. I love these balloon ships. Great. I'll definitely say this is the most vanilla of the ships we've played today. Because it doesn't have crazy 25 Zoltan shields, or what did the last one have? Temporal manipulator. Okay. I'd have to go through both nebulas to get the extra jump. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 store. That's what I'm going to do. Wow! Flak 1, burst 2, burst 1, basic laser. I'm gonna fight him, but sir, you have some pew-punage, man. That is some hardcore pew-punage. Only 2 shields. I guess you invested all in offense here. Good thing clacking is insane, or I mean hacking plus cloaking. You wonder if Swift will add temporal manipulator AI eventually. Imagine AI starts to double fire on your weapons and immediately sets it to 8 times speed. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, that was a potential double reward that we didn't get. Oh man, yeah. Attempt to access the cache. Auto scout with level 2 cloaking and a missile. And look at that engine power. Jeez, I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay. Same as a ship fight. I'll take it. It's fine. All right. Well, with swag sensors, we get to see that this guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 engine power. Just 7 engine powers. Like that's like 2 over what's actually good, I feel like. Alright, do I hack shields? No, I think I hack piloting here. Good doges. Okay, if this missile fires before the basic lasers, our resultant shield will block it. Perfect. Beautiful. Just enough defense. Was that a map? That was a map. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two stores, 2 Vulcans. That's all we need, man. 2 stores, 2 Vulcans. So likely to happen. It's not very likely. Quest marker, huh? Okay. Right, one more jump than the store. I mean, I'd take a halberd for a hull beam. I don't know if I'd take a glaive beam unless there was a pre-igniter in the store. I probably would not take a glaive beam. Attempt to not use hacking here. So this fully upgraded times out decently well with like flak and stuff. I'll say a little fast now. Okay. Alright, store. Pre-igniter, glaive beam. Or Vulcan. One of those 3 things. You have none of those things. I am disappointed. I guess I gotta buy crew. Sector 6, I have 6 crew. An extra raw crew. Because why not? I got the scrappage to spend. Yeah, I know. We are still on the weapons we got early in the run. They're good weapons. Especially with hacking, they're carrying us. And the artillery, of course. Alright, 3 shields. I'm probably just being too picky with my weapons. But honestly, when you have 2 weapon slots, you kind of have to be picky. You don't have a lot of choice. You need high power, high impact weapons. Little baby weapons. We just got little baby weapons. Holy pew-punage. So many burst laser 3s today. Why can't I hold all these burst laser 3s? Max my O2, that's fine. Should be dead. We get out before this thing hits us? Yes, we do. Nice. You're gonna make a Vulcan. How does a Vulcan work? What? What do you need for that one? You need a bomb in your weapon thing, don't you? To bomb their key structures. Oh, that's an annoying one. Here, have a quest. And it's nothing. Great. Sure, I'm glad I wasted my jump to go to this nothing quest. Missile or firebomb. Missile forces a fight. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, there's pre-igniter. Okay, pre-igniter flak 2. I talk about this a lot. The only time I think flak 2 is good is if you have a pre-igniter. So, question is, do we do flak 2 plus flak 1? Flak 2 plus hull beam? Flak 2 plus hull laser 2? We have a lot of different ways we could go about here. Flak 2 hull beam. Don't really like. I guess we have to lose long-range scanners to get the pre-igniter. So that's sad, but it's gotten us lots and lots of stuff. So, one upgrade for sure we need to do here. I don't like the baby flackening here. I think I do get hull laser 2 over flak 1. I think it's some weird choices that I wouldn't normally do, but this two weapon setup makes for some different choices than I would normally make. So pre-igniter, automated reloader, and Zoltan shield, probably the 3 best combat augments in vanilla FTL, I would say. I will not sell drone parts. Nice, civilian sector 7. Hull laser 2 over flak 1, yeah, it's just got more bang for its buck, man. Damn, 4 store. Does this now have the Vulcan? Please don't have a Vulcan, actually. Okay, all right. Baby Vulcan. Sure wish I had long-range scanners. Okay. I don't think I care about any more stores. This is probably my build. I just want scrap. This is as much offense as we can do apart from, like, getting 4 power weapons. I guess I could check. If there's a glaive beam, that would be better than the hull laser, too. But what if a Vulcan? Yeah, glaive or Vulcan in the store. Glaive more than Vulcan, I think, would be useful here. Alright, have some double fires. And... well, I was gonna say, these are slow enough that I need to wait. And then I didn't wait. And got punished. Wow, he still has not gotten through my Zoltan shield? Wow. That's some good dodging by us. Way to go, Trico. Okay. Well, that'll be very nice to sell at the store. That's like that's I think close to 100 scrap or just over 100 scrap deal. Oh my gosh. Well, we're still getting crazy good deals going on. Ignore it's a tarp. Wow, look at all these nebula jumps. This is gonna be huge dive sector right here. Where's my Vulcan and glaives? Or one or the other? Imagine if that was what I needed. What, the missile I just got for free? Okay. Since you have a beam drone plus a missile, I'm going to go ahead and do this so you can't dodge anymore. No dodging allowed. Only I am allowed for doges. Doges. Only I can dodge. Get along, little doji. Whew! Whew! How's that for some suppressive fire? Flak 2, Burst Laser 3, Bow Laser 2. This is, I guess, kind of a way to say we've bypassed our weapon power by having artillery that's the equivalent of a 4-power Burst Laser charging a lot faster. This is a great dive sector, man. Placement of the exit beacon, the fact that it's in a nebula. This guy's running away. Okay, I need to go all in on piloting, I think. Firebomb does nothing to that. Does it hit cloaking? Hit it once. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, gotta wait for the cloaking. Woo, now I don't. Way to go, Burst Laser 3 thing. We got triple rock dudes to deal with fires. Your fires don't scare me. I am not intimidated. Cannot use scare tactics on me. Alright, there's another store. Let's see, how do I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, dive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 nebulas only get me 7, not 8. If this connected here, it'd be 6, 7, 8. Alright. Way to go, Burst Laser 3 Artillery, doing so much work. Okay. Oh, there's the glaive beam. We found it. Honestly, this is a pretty scary ship. So we're going to go right at his weapons. You took our glaive beam, sir. I'm not happy about it. Not at all. I have to wait. I hate waiting. We found the glaive. This guy had it. I knew it. I knew it. There was going to be some random guy who stole my glaive. Can I pull the glaive from his poor, cold, dead fingers? No, I can't. You can live if you hand over the glaive right now. That's right. I'm going to threaten him with death. He does not give it back. Give it back like I had it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 either way, so we'll just go out of the nebula. Give me all your money. I don't got any money. Give me your glaive beam. But I earned that glaive beam. Is it worth your life, sucker? That's my I steal from people voice, I guess. Weapons? No weapons. No glaive beams, no Vulcans. So disappoint. I'm gonna get a Zoltan for... Are you a shield trained? You're a perfect type of Zoltan. Shield trained as Zoltan. Alright, let's get our power all done here. Piloting, power. One more power. So disappointed that we were not ridiculously OP. We're just very OP. Did I actually miss selling something? Damn it, that's my bad. I wanted to sell it in the Sector 8 store. I guess the fact that there was nothing I actually wanted to buy, maybe just get out of that store really quickly. Like, I'm just disgusted by you, store. You disgust me. What a disgusting store you are. You're right. I did have a Defense 1 drone to sell. That is my bad. That's my B, man. Is that what the kids are saying these days? My B? I don't know. Glad I got the whole laser 2 now, though, because if I didn't, we would be going on Flak 1, Flak 2, which is not good synergy at all. First volley, great. Every other volley, completely... like, misaligned. They just don't time out well together. That's an 8 power weapon system. For a second there was like, is that 9 power weapon system? I believe that's an ion bomb, so I think I'm going to cloak that over anything else. Thing is, I don't think that buys us time to not be hit by the laser. Oh, almost. Very close to not taking damage. Alright, map. Great. Yay, a map. I actually knew that was going to be a map, but every time I see a map, when the entire sector has literally been just taken over, it's just... Thanks for the lulz, FTL. Thanks for the lulz. The trollololulz. The trollololz. So many doges, much wow. Hopefully flagship sprite isn't broken. Yeah. I'm like thinking it's the flagship's got to be a Bloon of some sort. So yeah, I hope the same. Hope it's not a borked sprite. Whoops, not you. Fell Flak 1 plus Flak 3 will be in sync after 210 volleys? Wait, what? What's Flak 3? Did you mean to say Flak 2? Alright. Sector 8 store, maybe? If I care about the repair, it gives me drone parts. I don't actually care that much. We should have enough for the boss. Hey, we get to fight at least one rebel ship here. I mean rebel. I mean... Of course, when I say rebel, I of course mean... Bloon ship. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. Whew! Love those gibs. Alright, we're just looking for a store here. Looking for that unicorn Sector 8 store. If this was a fight, we would not have enough time. Hey, okay. Alright. Vulcan Glaive. One of those two, and I will thank you, video game. Damn it, no weapons at all. Alright, well, I get to sell that. Alright, well, I guess we go value, dodge, and then try to get 4th shield. Boring run, not even pre-ignited glaive or Vulcan. Not even pre-ignited glaive or Vulcan. RPG Nerdos, are you here? I think I'm probably going to have time for one more ship, and I think you said one of your ships is really OP, and I'd rather play an OP ship so it's not a super long run. If you are here, need a reminder about which was the OP ship. Oh man, that's a missile coming towards my face. Okay, I'm gonna hack weapons here, is what I'm gonna do. Like this. I'm confused by why there's not a door to weapon from weapons to piloting right there. I think you said one of your ships was it the candy one? That was really OP, because I might get one more run and play that one if it's OP enough to be like a non-2-hour run. I'm gonna move you here so you can get into piloting faster, I think. Can't wait to see how the boss is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if we get some sort of a Bloon boss. I'm expecting it. If it's not a Bloon boss, I will be disappointed. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it over. Yeah. Potential not dive, and then it became a dive. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Well, yeah, we hit enough. My shot was just a little early there. Candy Cruiser's a very strong ship. We'll get stuff done quickly. Okay, cool. So we'll probably end with that one if that's cool with you. We want to have some candy for our final ship. Alright, just enough power for what we want to do here. Very nice. Don't have value points in Clone Bay or Cloaking, either of the claws. Since I'm forced to dive, do I do this? I'm never going to be able to run anyway because of the way this is timed out, so. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, RPG. Oh, it was an empty jump. Empty jump is empty. Okay. I was hoping we'd get at least one value point out of that, but nope. Oh, so sad to see the dive ship kind of screwed up. Because I'm curious what was supposed to be the dive ship. I feel like it was probably meant to be another Bloon type ship. And cloak here should be right. There it is. Nice. Nice empty jump. Thanks, Math Champ. Thanks. Okay, hopefully this will kill him. No empty rooms dead, but okay. Whoa! Oh, there's Gibbs for that ship. Okay, there's a lot of funky stuff going on with the dive ship. I didn't. That was probably with every dive ship Gib, but I didn't notice it. Yes, it's the Moab, the mother of all purple balloons. There we go. It looks like it has the same weapons and systems though. So. Same ship. Looks like it just replaced the actual flagship model with the purple Moab. I love it. I'll just have the easy mode loadout. No, it doesn't. It's connected here. That's whatchamacallit. Hard difficulty. I know I should hack piloting, but I hacked shields purposefully to try to get more crew kills. It's the weapon hack, and I can't run, can I? Alright, well, artillery, you got to do some work, because, god damn it. The worst freaking hack in the game right there. Boss, phase 1, weapon hack. That's a good dodge right there, though. Let's see if I can hit the hacking with my whole laser. Got it. Nice. Oh, look at that! And it's used the slightly damaged image too. Oh, that's great. Kapriel, I love it. Love the balloon theme. Awesome. Alright, let's get the cloaking value here. Alright, worst frickin' hack, but it's okay. It's okay. Annoying, but it's okay. Can we please for once take our time to steal that Vulcan? Take our time to steal that Vulcan. What? Are you talking about against the boss? Do you think that getting crew kills guarantees you a weapon from the enemy or something? Or are you trolling? You must be trolling. Actually, you know what? I'm going to not hack this first time. I'm going to do this. Let them into this room. And then lock them into the room. That's what we're going to do. Because that should let us get crew killer, so maybe. I think they're going to get out. Okay. Nice. We took 2 missiles, damn. That's great. More pieces fly off. That is so cool. That is so well done. Pieces fly off of the ship. I guess there's like phase 1 Gibbs, phase 2 Gibbs. That's how that's done. That's really cool. Yeah, the image of the boss is really well done. 24 scrap. Nothing I can get. Okay. Yeah, the damage displayed. That was cool. Okay, so final phase. I need to move you because I don't want you to be mind controlled. We kill probably whoever gets mind controlled because we can just clone them. I don't have clone bay value point, so that's a little sketchy. But we have pre-igniter, so we're fine. We also have Zoltan Shield, so we can't immediately mind control us. All the little bandages. I'm gonna guess that's probably the actual image from the game, from Bloons. Go. And this times out perfectly. Beautiful. Ideal death animation would be flying away like a balloon deflated. Yeah. That's a pretty bad mind control, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'm gonna do this. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Oh, into pieces. But it does have Gibbs. GG Cookie Time, the Sky Shredder 3.0 from Kapriel Chiarini over on YouTube. Well done, my friend. Super fun ship. Love the enemy. Balloon ship designs and whatchamacallit, Gibbs and all that. Black 2 is actually a terrifying weapon if you have proper defenses to let it charge. Kind of like Vulcan in your opinion? Maybe. I don't know, it's just speed is such an important stat on weapons in FTL, so 59-29, not a bad score. But alright, so that was, man, we were kind of flying through ships here. Sky Shredder. I had to load like 8 different files to go with it, but it was 100% worth it to see all those awesome ships. If you like making a masochistic ship, someone stop you. Oh, God. But we do have time for one more RPG Nerdo ship. I guess, actually, RPG, let me know, because there's the Zelazron flagship, which you said is based on Azura's Dominion ships. If that one's even more OP, let me know which one of your 2 ships is more OP, and I'll play whichever one that is. But I am going to take one final break. Just use the restroom so I'm not dying by the end of the stream. And when we come back, we'll do one more ship. Y'all Roxy in just a bit, my friends.